had to wait on the road forever. The sheer amount of cars. Lath and plaster. Yeah. What's that old color? Violet. There's lots of swallows. Animal poop. I gotta watch to make sure I'm not gonna get attacked here. Old bed frame. All the windows taken out. Somebody wanted them. There is not a lot of stuff. Here's the old toilet, bathroom, bathtub. Ooh. Something built a nest in there. What are they called? We don't have those up where I am. They're pretty timid. I forget. The kitchen. Got the old stove here. Here's an old tin of something. Amway, chrome and glass. I don't think I'm going to step into here. Might get outside and see if there's another addition here. Closet. Can I get out here? Tree fell down. Doesn't look too promising. No. A little brick-lined garden in the front. Hot water bottle. So there's not a lot of stuff in here to look at, but it's nice to be in an abandoned place. Check it out. An old prairie house. I'm gonna put my hood on in case there's ticks here. I did spray my ankles. Whoa, what's this? Ah, it's a tornado bunker. Wow. Or a root cellar. I'm not going down in there. But hell yeah. If the old tornado's coming across the prairie, hop down in there. But it's probably where they kept food too. Don't you play with me, snakes. Pressure tank for a well pump. And that's where they kept the well pump and tanks. Down in there, away from the frost. Old kitchen cupboards. Wow, like metal cupboards. No writings on the door frames. Junior's height, year to year. Well, they had a 2-door garage. Living the dream. No, this was a house at one time. See the lath and plaster? They built a garage into this. It was just built on the ground, then later they put some cement in. Yeah, this was a house. Shuttered. Little metal medicine cabinet. Rubber boot. Look at this old bed frame. Oh. This was a chair. Everything's rotted away on it. The skeleton of a chair. All right, well, I guess we'll go it this way. And there's the side view. It's got that asbestos shakes on it that they like to use back in the day. Even up in Canada where I am, they liked using those. Still a lot of houses with those on. They're very durable, but they're not good if they break and you breathe in the dust from them. Hey, old prairie house. Hopefully there's some more we can find and check out. Let's go into the inner colon of Kansas. May 8th. Cactus in the van. Birthplace of Home on the Range. 1 mile. Home, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, and seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. I know that song from Bugs Bunny, most likely. The old song, Home on the Range, was about this cabin, apparently. Yeah. Oh, it's lovely. Could raise a family in here. Old shotgun. Renditions of future amphitheater on Home on the Range site. Lots of room for crowds, spacious stage. Projected home of the Range Symphony. Amphitheater in relation to HOR cabin. Home on the Range cabin. There's no light in here. Let's see what I can do. Here we go. Play the old fiddle. Oil lamp. Wash basin. A wood stove. Well, it certainly had a new roof. But yeah, I wonder if this is all original stone and stuff. Let's sign this. Out the boot was here. Cedar Shakes roof. Dr. Brewster Higley. Home on the Range cabin, Dr. Brewster Higley. I'm not sure what that's about. 1873, Dr. Brewster Higley wrote the words. Dan Kelly supplied the music, and the Harlan Brothers Orchestra started the new song, Home on the Range. It's away from the heart of the nation into the nation's heart. Erected in 1954. Yeah. And the sky is not clouded all day. The official state song of Kansas in 1947. Rust. Oh, there's a trail system. Yeah. You never know what you're going to run into. The Home on the Range original stone cabin. Little village behind all this. Bud Light. The old ice chest. Grease can. There's some collectible oil cans in here. Neat. Old hubcaps. It's an old phone or something. It's an old hoist for a car. Car parts. It's called a fold. Almost a ghost town. Athol. Like asshole, but with a lisp. Athol. Athol. That one's abandoned. A nice shape. Very cool. First consecrational church. First congregational church. Blah, blah, blah. Words are hard. It appears that they still look after that. Big railside grain co-op. All farmers. Little village park. Be a nice camping spot too, if they allow it. Rural school. I think the school's gone. Another abandoned place. Oh, I'd love a closer look at those trucks, but I think the ticks would have me. Lots of abandoned places here in Athol. Huh. Center lanes, RC Cola sign. Smith Center, Kansas. Look at this gorgeous bank. Stopped to get a coffee at the Cross-Eyed Cricket. That gray building right there. Sorry, no, the red building. The one with the table in it. Good coffee. Look at this basement entrance. Limestone. This looks like an old dealership here. Might still be a functioning repair shop. Winston Tires. Ride the winner. Jim's Alignment and Tire. Some beautiful architecture here. Just kind of half the stuff is closed, the other half is not very busy. Be a typical small town Kansas, I think, these days. This gorgeous building. Most of the windows are bricked up or covered up. Las Canteras Mexican restaurant. Hey. That's what I got to do, get some good Mexican here. When in the States, definitely get Mexican food. Nice little setup here. Look at the door. Gigantic door. I'm getting hungry. They got speakers set up. Playing tunes, not too loud. Kendallins on Main. Not sure what that is. Pembroke, where I live, in the area, has a center theater too, but it's gutted out. It's looking like Kansas is going to be a cornucopia of blight and run down stuff and old wrecked cars and equipment, abandoned buildings. But this is the stuff I love seeing. Somebody's wheelchair and walkers there. Looks like an old school. Private property, so we won't go in there. We'll just have to stay on the road. Dozer. International. International Dozer? Maybe? Or they fitted that rat on there. Looks kind of original. A very old diesel. Little farm dozer. Now I'm hungry. The rolling green pastures of not Ireland, Kansas. So whenever I thought of Kansas, I think dusty, dried out grasses and gnarly trees, and yeah, that happens. And there is a drier area than this area. I bet you by the heat of the summer, everything gets scorched and kind of brown out here. I would think anyway. But today it's pretty green, springtime green. So there's something to it. These gritty old towns that have these beautiful old architecture and nice buildings, and they're just they're quiet and sleepy, and there's no homeless people in the streets. Like, I'm sure there's plenty of problems going on with opioid problems and all that everywhere, but you don't see homelessness in the streets in these little prairie towns. You'd have to get to a bigger city, I imagine. So there is something appealing to it that you can't capture on film when you're actually there and you're seeing this old time stuff. It's neat. I wonder how the winters are, if they're really blowing and cold, and I don't imagine they get a ton of snow like where I live, but I suspect they're probably a little easier to take the winters. I don't know. Very interesting though. It's so far from where I've been in Nebraska and the little bit I've been in Kansas, like basically just this morning, it seems to have more for me to look at, the type of things I want to look at. The old cars, the old buildings. I like it. Something about it. I don't like the direct flatness where you're just constantly driving across flat, and I've done lots of that on this trip. But when the hills start to roll like this a little bit, it's very appealing. They're starting to level out here a bit. You just picture yourself on a horse up in the hills, riding away for miles and miles. Anyway, we're going to see something neat again. Stay tuned. More of this roads. They love their old case tractors out here. Message to my lovely, cute as a button baby carrot girlfriend back home. I realize I'm not the center of the universe. Sometimes. Maybe I have at times. Maybe you've reminded me I'm not. But today, my love, I am the center of the USA. The exact geographical center of the USA. Right here. Who knew? The middle of nowhere. So there. King for a day. Holy Jesus! Oh! It's actually a nice little spot. You can even do a little charcoal barbecue if you want. Maybe a fire pit. Do a little chapel time. Well, isn't that interesting? What's this, an old motel? All boarded up. How strange. Yeah, up on the hill here is just a shuttered motel. I guess trying to capitalize on being the center of the USA, they built a motel. Didn't work out. It's a shame nobody's living in it. Lebanon. They got Lebanese food here. I could go for that. Lebanon, you got it going on. Dusty little town, very small, not many buildings. Let me go! I'm not a crook. One minute away from my next destination and I've been sidetracked again. Look at this beauty. Chevrolet. It's like an old milk truck or something. Or a mail truck. Wow. That is cool. They used to get water thrown up in here and rust out the headlights. Oh, I used to have writing on it. That is rare. Oh, and a bus too. The same year about. Yeah, I think so. Little short bus. It has no engine. Chevrolet 3800. Oh, is this an old Nash? The Art Deco, like super ugly Nashes. Buick. All the grill teeth are gone. Bars, whatever they were called. Malaise Days, El Camino. See, I went to that museum yesterday and they were gorgeous. All beautifully restored cars or just kept original. I'd sooner spend all day doing this, looking at the rusty gold. Here's an army vehicle. It looks armored. World War II-ish. Korea. Would have been a nice little step side. Very early 60s, maybe a 61, I'll guess. I love the hoods on those. She's toasty. And a Dodge Dart. And there is a cornucopia of other stuff and probably a junkyard behind the fence. I'm not going to go in there. I'd have to get permission. This one's got some paint still on it. Yeah, I think this is a Nash. All the emblems and things are gone. Oh, it's a Packard. Ah, yes. A Packard. Look at the dash. Well, they weren't very pretty either. What a lump of... Kansas just keeps giving. Cocker City, 1870. Old Station Inn. Inn? Where do you stay in? This bulk oil dispensing machine here. They got cheap gas here. I love this stone they use here, these stone buildings. Soda shop. And what would a tour in the middle of America be if you didn't come to see the world's largest ball of sisal twine? Started by Frank Stover in 1953. Largest in the world. Here's some cheesy Americana tourist trap. Huh. I guess otherwise it gets thrown away. Locals donating for this little interesting roadside attraction. Frank Stober was born in Tipton on May 17th, the fifth of 7 children. That young lad right there. Seeing a lot more interesting, funky things here than Nebraska, I'll have to say. I'm sure there's lots I missed in Nebraska. Take some shots up here and then we're gonna make some breakfast. Free museum. Ah, it's closed. I love lamp fan. I love lamp fan. The Tin Man. That's an old washing machine. Maytag. Built to last, eh? Not no more. Okay, still in Cockerville. Breakfast has been consumed in this little shelter here. Instant oatmeal with some ton of blueberries and the leftover bacon. Happy tummy. Not too full. A merciful man is merciful to his beast. Like your horse? E. Harrison Cocker, founder of Cocker City, Kansas. Cool. Look at this beautiful stone house. Looks like it's not lived in. Lots of flowers. The bees love it. Little gingerbread house. Oh, it's the public library, 1884. Another beautiful old Chevy. And a Jeep truck. 4-wheel drive. Stuff's just everywhere. An abandoned stone house. What a shame. You could totally save that. This looks like a functioning 1920s gas bar with a modern pump. Just self-serve, nobody around. It's a busy enough road. I don't know if they're doing a little revitalization here or just stopped. You think it could sustain people driving through, but I guess it's not an interstate, so they just don't get enough people coming through. That's what happens to these towns. Everybody's moving on to the cities. What will become of all of this? abandoned old houses. Oh, Kansas, you never fail to provide. That turkey vulture's up there, it's creepy. Well, I'm going in. I have lathered up my ankles and my socks with bug spray and my runners to try and ward off the ticks. I'm never seeing any cars or nothing at these places. There's a lot of stone structures with the roofs rotted off. There must have been stone deposits around quarries, because you see a lot of, just in these parts anyway, a lot of stone structures. And something I'll try and stop and show you if I can find one. Fence posts seem to be made out of stone, cut in the form of a post. Okay, snakes and ticks. All right, let's check here. Nothing on me. Hopefully no mountain lion's gonna come out of here. There's a dead animal already. Dead rat. Pretty decent looking stairs. Maybe we can use it. Holy Jesus. Be careful. That one's broken. Ooh. Plaster right on the stone. That's surprising. It actually has a basement. Doesn't seem to be as common a thing down here, a basement. There's an old button. Pearl button. Well, there ain't much to see. The buzzards are on the roof. The roof is caving in. Some slightly more modern wires. All the interesting artifacts have been all picked out. Okay, let's get out of here. Well, that's about it. Makes me wonder when it got abandoned. It still has wires running here and a digital meter, which maybe is still lit up. Yeah, so like I said, these stone cut stones, I'm seeing them everywhere as fence posts. Wow, so heavy. Sometimes the whole length of the fence going on forever is all stone, and other times it's a mix of posts or steel beams, steel rods. But I don't know if this is a Kansas thing. It's the first time I've noticed it. Stone fence posts. Lovely day. Kansas is a honey hole. Yes, there are ticks. Oh, there's even a water pump. Beatrice NEB. Unfortunately, the handle's gone. We can't see if it works. We got no leverage. Wow, well, I guess we're not going in here. roof has rotted through and everything is a mess. Looks like they stored hay in here. Red brick is certainly more common. And these parts, a little bit of old graffiti. Yeah, not much to see. This was like a little porchy area, I guess, so the wind wouldn't blow in. That is such a waste. Why couldn't somebody make a house out of that? Look at how straight the brick is. You just had to keep a roof on it. Little weather device here. These can't be good. I can't see. Yeah, nothing in there. We're gonna head up a Walmart. I'm feeling like eating beef and a salad. Let's see what we find. A good sleep at McPherson Lake County Park. We're gonna head to Wichita. I don't know, I'm looking for free Wi-Fi, but it doesn't look very promising. I'd like to put a video out. Look at all these buzzards sitting on the fence posts. They've all got their little place. How bizarre. Looks like another beautiful day. So far, Kansas is pretty amazing. I am pleasantly surprised. All right, let's go find coffee. I should have made coffee. And there's the buffalo. Now we're on the hard pack outer rim. Here's a closer look. Nice looking buffalo. You look delicious. I'm starting to see more oil derricks too. Pumping out the oil. Drill, baby, drill. It's an oil derrick graveyard. And back behind that garage, there's hundreds of them. There was an old Mack truck you can just see poking out over there. Here's these big old hit and miss engines. Chuck, 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 chuck. Got a lot of stuff here. Took this thing to the car wash and gave it a lick because it was filthy dirty. The wheel wells were full of mud. I'll really have to wash that out and get it under oiled when I get back home. And the bike, because if I want to bicycle around maybe Wichita or something, it had to get cleaned. The oily chain was just like a mud bog of yuck, sticky yuck. So, ready to go. I'm gonna check the maps, see if there's any historical places on the way. Okay, Wichita, 9:30 in the morning, 9 May. Looks a little rough, a little gritty. Lots of homelessness, mentally ill, drug people, but that's every city now, so I don't know anything about this place. I'm in the trendy old town part, and we'll see what we see. I'm parked at this brewery here. I don't know what it's called. I'm gonna go back, put my runners on, keep my toes safe. So it is the trendy part. Still a little gritty. It's a work in progress. Looking good. Nice old buildings. There's a train platform up here full of old antique trains and cars. I'm gonna try and get up there and take a look at that. Dig this. See this, Nate? What a beauty, eh? Nice wheels. Wow. Fun little cars. So, Union Station. I don't know that you can still catch a passenger train here though. I don't know how that works. There's no platform unless it's underneath. But no trespassing. The Great Plains Transportation Museum. Ah, it's a museum. I see. Transportation. Well, we'll go to the front of that building and check it out. See if it's something I might be into. If it's all trains, not really. But if it's like other transportation things, like cars and trucks, maybe. Maybe. Like I said, I did one museum of classic cars. Fantastic, but I'm more inclined to find the rusty gold stuff that's just laying out there in the countryside. And I feel after a week of being out there, I haven't been talking to much people either, alone, and now in the city, I don't feel very comfortable. I kind of want to get back out there. And my bike's acting up. The rear derailleur's not shifting up into the tinier sprockets that give me a higher gear because of all the dust and mud and stuff. So I need a can of WD-40 or something. Try and get it working again. There's my next camper. Jesus, the door even opens. You can have homeless people sleeping in there. So I've been biking around. I'm not terribly impressed. I went into a parts store to get some WD-40 and they got a kick out of this funny sounding Canadian guy. And my cards wouldn't work, I don't know why. So I went back to the van, got some cash, and went back, entertained them some more, and sprayed my stuff here, but it's still not getting all the way down into there. Something's still sticky. Needs a good cleaning. Anyway, I'm gonna go do a little more biking, and then I'm gonna get back out in the country. I'm not feeling the city. All right, the bike's back on. I'm just not feeling this. It's not shifting right. It's better. The WD-40 helped, but Wichita, kind of neat, but I'm getting out in the outback.